What's up, Laker fans? This is my first video in a series on the Lakers playbook. They have a new offensive system under JJ Redick and are figuring out what works and what doesn't. And their stack pick and roll sets have consistently generated good looks. In this video, we take a closer look at how these sets work, the variety of options that spring from them, and why they're a good fit for the Lakers personnel. Stack pick and rolls involve 3 players, and they're called stacks because they're stacked up on top of each other in the same plane, usually in the middle of the court, but not always. LeBron, AD, and Austin fill the stack positions on this play. LeBron's the ball handler and in the top position. AD is the roll man, occupying the second level of the stack, and Austin is in the third spot, closest to the baseline. This first stack variation that we're looking at is a classic Spain pick and roll, and it works like this. AD is gonna set the screen on LeBron's man and roll to the rim just like in a normal pick and roll, but Austin is also gonna set a back screen on AD's defender. Austin makes great contact on the screen, San Antonio's help defenders don't read it in time, and AD gets the easy lob. On this play, it's Dalton in the shooter's spot. He sets a good back screen on Batadze, Orlando blows the coverage, and LeBron has a clear runway to the rim. After the player in the third position sets a back screen in a Spain pick and roll, they pop out behind the three-point line at the top of the key. The Lakers have gotten some great looks off of these, but haven't knocked this particular shot down very well. But I'm of the mind if you give guys like D'Lo and Dalton these kind of shots, they're gonna make them more often than not. The shooter that pops out can also attack that closeout, continuing the sequence. Oftentimes, the Lakers start these stacks with a ram screen, which is when you screen for a screener. That's what Austin does here for AD, before doubling back to set the back screen that wipes out both Zach Edey and Marcus Smart. Spain pick and rolls are the most common stack formation, but there are a lot of ways to make small adjustments to these, creating dozens of variations. Here Austin fakes the back screen on the roller and instead chips on the on-ball defender, helping LeBron turn the corner. On this play, the order of players is different within the stack. The roller has the ball up top, the screener shooter is in the middle, and the point guard is in that third spot. Disguising and adjusting your sets is a part of the cat and mouse game of NBA play calling. Oftentimes the Lakers will run a false action at the beginning of a play that looks like something else, only for it to morph into a stack a few seconds later. This doesn't look like a stack right away, but that's because the middle piece is D'Lo, who fills that spot after inbounding the ball, and then it flows into that same handoff we saw a moment ago. Remember the play from earlier where Austin wiped out 2 defenders with that screen? This is the next play. Memphis is now so worried about LeBron getting downhill just like the last play that they overcompensate. So instead of attacking the rim with force, LeBron is patient and he dribble drags, taking both Pippen and Edey with him. And instead of rolling, AD pops out beyond the arc to the left slot, where he's wide open. And this is a cool variation too, where rather than running it from the top of the key, the Lakers tilt the stack. Adjusting your angle of attack like this forces the defense to do the same if they want to get the stop. The quality of screen setting has a huge impact on how effective these stack sets are. Wemby is wise to D'Lo's upcoming back screen here and slides out of the way, so D'Lo whiffs on the screen and actually crashes into Koloko instead. As a result, there's no obvious shot available, so they kick it out to the corner. The Lakers try to drive and kick from there on out, but San Antonio guards it well, and they can't get a quality attempt up. But that's how basketball goes sometimes, and this is sort of the next step on these stack pick and rolls. They can pick up their dribble around the free throw line, and that's a signal to the player in the corner to kick up to the wing. The Lakers aren't very good at what happens after the corner guy kicks up and gets the ball, but that to me is sort of the next step in the progression as we get through the season. This is what it looks like when it's run really well. So in an effort to neutralize the screening game, defenses will often switch these stacks. And when that happens, the Lakers look to attack the mismatch with either LeBron or AD in the post. The Spurs switch here, and LeBron ends up with Stephon Castle on him. so Bron dribbles himself into a post-up as AD rolls to the weak side dunker spot, clearing space for LeBron. Bron drives in that direction, overwhelming Castle, and Wemby is a beat late with his help. Same idea here. Jalen Suggs switches onto LeBron, so he dribbles into a post-up and drives middle. This time the big man rotates over, so LeBron just dumps it off to AD in that dunker spot, and it's an easy finish. Then on the other end of it, if a smaller player switches onto AD, he'll look for deep post-up position while his teammates try to find a good angle to make the post-entry pass. And AD usually eats up smaller players around the rim. The Lakers looking to matchup hunt with LeBron or AD when other teams switch is nothing new, but what's different about these opportunities is that they come after another action that the defense has had to account for, and in the middle of the floor where it's harder to double team them. Minnesota was the one team that blitzed these stacks, and I thought they did the best job of defending them. Curious to see if more teams try that and how the Lakers try to counter it if they do. Alright, so now that we've covered some of the basics about how stacks work, let's talk about their fit with the Lakers personnel. Despite having multiple players who are good on the ball, I think the team has some difficulty getting downhill. Austin can hit the hole if he sees a lane and can shake defenders with his handle, but he doesn't have the strength or athleticism to get downhill whenever he wants. The same is true of D'Lo, and even more so of Gabe Vincent. LeBron is obviously one of the greatest downhill threats of all time, but in year 22 he can't just get to the rack whenever he wants anymore, and has to dig down deeper to do it. So that's one of the main reasons why I like these stacks, because they don't require the ball handler to have as much individual downhill ability, and the advantage is more generated by the quality of your screen setting, along with the defense having to be worried about a shooter popping out to the perimeter. Scoring off of these plays is more about making the right decision about where the ball should go. Sometimes that will be getting downhill, but it doesn't have to be every time. And beyond helping with getting downhill, I think these stacks complement the offensive versatility of the roster. Austin, D'Lo, and Dalton can all fill either the shooter or ball handler role in these. All of the Lakers' bigs can fill the roll man spot, and LeBron can play all three positions. So the Lakers have a ton of optionality out of these without having to make things too complicated. Alright, that'll do it for this one. See if you can spot stack pick and rolls in the wild the next time you watch a Laker game. Laker Film Room is dedicated to helping you experience the Lakers and the game of basketball on a deeper level. If you'd like to support the work I do, you can do so on Patreon, by sending me a couple bucks on Buy Me a Coffee, or just liking these videos and subscribing to the channel. Alright, that'll do it for this one. I'll catch you guys next time.